boy, here we go. I don't know why I like covering these the updates. I don't know, I'm just always curious where this game's gonna go. So first is Zeus. Zeus. So Zeus, Gaius, is a very strong fighter, he better be, who is able to switch between normal mode and God King mode. So he does have a stance. I was right. I remember that. I was right. Stance mode. So this is gonna be similar to Artery Gear, which I haven't played that either. Shoria mode, the first character, and I love that. I even paid for the pass or whatever. Like, first ability is Thunder Strike, deals damage to an enemy based on attack. So he's an attack scaling character. Extends all their debuffs and stuns the enemy. That is loaded as hell. That's some load, bro. That is some load. So extends all their debuffs. So obviously that's gonna have synergy with all the fun stuff. Now, normally, just saying, putting this out there, usually you cannot extend a stun or freeze or something like that, or a hard CC. Normally that's how that works. Even though he has a synergy that says stuns the enemy, so technically if he were to multi-attack that, I mean, in certain circumstances, unless you run a CC team, but hopefully he can't extend stuns. If you can extend a stun on a character and keep it permanently locked, that's going to be a big problem. That will probably make him one of the strongest characters in the game if you can extend it. It would be like, obviously, Mimir Pritzker. He has the ability to, if you're stunned and he hits you, you keep loading up their cooldowns. But this is a little bit different. Extending debuffs is normally, the fair way of doing it is that you can only extend attack break. But even that's kind of busted. Extending a block break, extending attack break, extending buff block, extending speed down, stuff like that, defense down, and then you just keep it on it. It would be really good. Even if they kind of nerf it PvP wise, it's really good for PvE to be able to extend certain debuffs over and over and over again, so that once you land it, it's good. And like for example, really good example is the boss character, the Seth, I think his name is. If you can get one, you know, a defense break, a seer, and like a speed down on him, he's kind of more manageable. But the problem is that you have to keep resetting it, and the RNG nonsense that resistance is, it makes it hard. But if you can just kind of get one character and keep extending it, it might not be as bad, especially when you go into other things. Now, God King mode, sorry, I didn't even notice that, I was talking so much. Deal damage to all enemies based on attack, has a chance of stealing enemy buffs. God, I don't want to do that. That's actually still pretty good. It just depends on, I guess you have to make a decision whether or not you want to go God King probably as soon as you go, or is he going to be like a character that starts with a cooldown. He can't use his S3 immediately, so we'll have to see how that works. Next up is going to be Thunder Judgment. Summons lightning to attack random enemies multiple times, similar to like Chloe. Deals damage based on his attack. Prioritize.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Attacking different targets and deals damage. Decreasing damage to the same targets. Dispels all buffs from the target. It now also has an ascension in which it, let's read, inflicts buff blocker. Okay, so he's looking to hit multiple targets with buff blocker. If he does end up, after he hits, it doesn't tell us how many times he hits, so let's just say it hits 3 times, there's only 2 enemies. He's gonna hit 1, 2, and then go back and hit 1 again, and when he hits 1 again, it's gonna do less damage, but he's trying to buff block multiple targets if he can, which is cool. Let's see, and then God King mode, when he does that, it deals higher damage based on his attack. It just says deals higher damage, so we're just assuming that it does more damage, and that's it. And when it's ascended, it's the same thing. So God King mode for his second ability just does more damage, which is kind of lazy. I feel like I like the interaction between one. It goes from extending debuffs and stunning, and then for what I can read, then it goes AoE, and then it does whatchamacallit, then it's based off of, and then you're stealing enemy buffs instead of extending debuffs. This one just like it does more damage, so it literally, if you're in God King mode, you just S2. Like, there's no reason not to. You just S2. At least I don't see, maybe I feel like I'm reading it correctly, that there's nothing, the only difference is the higher word. Higher, it does higher, so there we go. And the 3 is the Thunderstorm, which is switch to God King mode, gains another turn instantly, gains a shield based on his attack. That's phenomenal. Extends his own buffs and resets God King Judgment's cooldown. This ability's cooldown is not affected by any other methods. That makes sense. The reason why, because then you can go, but how? Again, it doesn't tell us how long God King mode is. Same thing with the Berserker thing. It was like a turn, but let's see. Then when you're in God King mode, you can switch back. Beginning of the turn, and when you do it, you grant a shield to all allies based off his attack. So this character, you can be super greedy, which is awesome. Resets Thunder King Judgment's cooldown and reduces Thunderstorm's cooldown to 1 turn. God King mode is undispellable, King of the Gods. It changes all ability effects, increases crit rate, and deals bonus damage upon attacking. Okay. Normal mode, his passive ability increases accuracy, and Seer is inflicted upon attack. Oh, damn! Relax. Oh, that's kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. So when he's in normal mode, when you first start the thing, he has increased accuracy, and he puts Seer when he attacks, which adds on to the debuff soup that he's putting out here and the extension and stuff like that. From what I can tell, it's more or less like, I feel like he doesn't have a cooldown. As you see, God King mode is just undispellable, and I think he just chooses whether or not he wants to be in it or not. So it's a really flexible character, which allows him to kind of choose, what do you want to do? I think in the beginning, well, no, actually in the first thing, you probably just go God King and you S2 to buff block people, and you know, S1 to steal their buffs if they have any buffs, if they have immunities and stuff. When he goes into God King to buff, so he probably won't have any buffs when he extends that, because to steal he has to be in God King mode. So that's like the weird balance of it, unless you can keep it. Depending on how long this change is, I would assume 3 to 4 turns. Or maybe 4 turns going down to 3, just so it has a and reduces Thunderstorm's cooldown to 1. This is when he switches to normal mode. Okay, so then he can, okay, that makes sense. I think that he's very, very well made. I think this is a very interesting character. Guang, the Vermilion Bird, it was the first character that they showed. So let's see, Bright Flames. Now I said that they have some AoE, hopefully, and it looks like just looking straight down, it doesn't seem as though. Attacks an enemy multiple times on the S1, multiple times based on her attack. Each hit increases her AP, so she has that little bit of Apollo. I still haven't beat the tower thing. I completely can do it too, but I just keep forgetting that it exists. Second ability, Fetching Fire attacks one enemy multiple times. So we have a character that's hitting multiple times. Obviously, this Fafnir, I don't know about the elemental benefit to it, based on her attack, and deals bonus damage based on her speed. Speed scaling unit, each hit steals the target's buff. That's interesting. Depending on how many multiple times, you might be able to fully strip a unit. Like if it hits 3 times and you fully strip a unit, and stealing means that at least you get the buff afterwards, which is pretty cool. Ascending attacks the enemy, what is it? Upon successfully stealing, extends her own buffs, triggered once per turn. Okay, that's smart. And then next up is going to be the Dazzling Sunfire, increases all allies AP, attacks 1 target. So AP boost, single target hit, deals bonus damage based on her speed. So she's obviously, or super senses. What the hell is super senses? Oh, he's also about that too. Gold record player, super senses. Oh, bless me gods. Nick Magni controller. What CC does he bring? I'm very curious. He has attack down on the S1, who can extend enemy cooldowns and inflict silence. I thought he was gonna be petrification. Definitely thought petrification. Second thing, attacks multiple times. Each hit deals damage based on attack. Has a chance of extending the target's cooldown. So unlike some of the other characters, he can just straight up do it. Cooldowns, depending on how fast he is, that'd be really good. That's his S2. S2 gets ascended and has a chance to extend. And if he does extend, he reduces his own ability cooldowns, which is fantastic. Event shop. Well, oh, so he's a event shop character. So this guy's a freebie. S3 skill, Sky's Fall attacks all enemies based off attack, dispels enemy shields, and silences the enemies. Each enemy's silence increases his HP by a certain percentage. That's cool. And he's a free character. So this is the first time they broke it. So I think normally they'll do like 4 characters and then 1's free. So this time they're doing 3 characters and 1 of them is free. So these are the only 2 characters that you have to hustle hard for. And then this character, Nick Magni, is free for the people. Feature improvements to floor, the ritual. Floor 11 through 16 have been added to the ritual miracle. Holy shit. I've beaten, for the first 2, for Fafnir, I really don't mess with it too much. But that's actually pretty interesting. Relic drops have been adjusted for a smoother gaming experience. I'm curious of how good this will be. What you're hoping for is that, as you see, I'm already skipping ahead. Newly added floors offer first clearing rewards, which is good, in addition to floor 13 through 16 having a much greater chance of dropping 6-star relics. This is something that I'm interested in, because when I do farm, and especially, I'm assuming this is going to influence, and I don't see if it says it here, it will influence the, what is it, the expedition trial thing, whatever. So I'm hoping that if I clear up to floor 16, that I can then do that, and I'll be getting more 6-star stuff when I do that. That's what I'm hoping for, because it just kind of sucks when I see a jillion 4 or 5 stars. Eventually you just want 6-star stuff, and a much greater chance. Just please stop it. Stop. You guys know me. I hate it. I hate the farming for gear. I rather it be I'm farming a material to make gear. I love that. I think Epic 7 kind of did that, and I kind of like that. And then don't make it too grindy, but like make it that instead of me grinding to get one piece, I'm grinding to make multiple sets for multiple characters. It will make people want to build more characters. They'll play the game more. At least I think that that's how it works, but I don't know the statistics behind it. But I think that would be way better. Players can select a formation. You're like, yo, help me make a ritual team, bro. Yo, they're trying to ruin content creation, bro. I mean, I always say that they should have functionality like this in the game. YouTubers should not be the basis of how to play your game. The game should be able to tell you how to do it. YouTubers and content creators, Twitch or whatever, should really be a slight assist into it, like kind of showing you really cool stuff. I do find that having to show the basics of how to do something should be in the game itself. And whether you choose to ignore that and then still want someone to explain it to you like a little baby, like myself, then I find that that's okay. But I do feel like the game should always have it, because not everyone watches content creation. And I feel like if someone downloads the game raw from the mobile shop because they got ads on it from those crappy mobile ads, oh my god, I got 6,000 5-stars. They should be able to navigate and learn how to play the game without having to let me get a guide on this because the game didn't explain it well. So I do like stuff like this. The Li Ling skin is you have to do the warm-up match and reach legend tier. So Static Shock, blah blah blah, follows footsteps. I'm pretty sure this is basic. A lot of gacha games, you always repeat their same thing. There's 4 chapters in the event map. Lost Squad, yada yada. Ladder 2 unlocks as days pass. Players can explore the map. This is the exploration thing. They can make progress on the map by progressing through the story, defeating Miramon, occupying resource depots and home depot.
English, mother.
I know it's depots. And opening forgotten chests. Once they made 80%, they can proceed to the next chapter. Gonna 100% it, most likely. Players can find some stuff, defeat guardians, occupy the depots, fight everything and kill it. And then once you got enough materials, you use it to the, that's usually how it goes, right? Following adjustments to the Echo for better drawing experience. Attempts for a guaranteed legendary Esper drawn has been greatly reduced. Attempts for a guaranteed legendary Esper draw has been greatly reduced. Super senses has been added for the probability up event. While further reducing the attempts for a guaranteed Esper draw, the probability of getting a featured probability up unit has been increased to 50%. Moreover, we've added new rules to help players get their ideal Espers more easily. Players will also get the featured probability Esper within 2 guaranteed draws. Guaranteed draw attempts are shared among multiple card pools. For what I'm seeing, that they're lowering the overall pity, the guaranteed Esper pity, right? So right now it's 120 or something like that. So 120 this is actually what people have been asking for. They finally do it because they know that people want the Zeus, they want the Zeus boost. What they're saying is that they're lowering, while further reducing the attempts for a guaranteed Esper draw, the probability of getting that has been increased to 50%. I obviously they're just saying like the Esper. Now, moreover, we added new rules. The players help players get their ideal Esper more easily. Players will always get the feature after 2 guaranteed draws. So if they're low, this actually might be, remember it was like 450 or something like that. If they're saying they're lowering it, this might be huge. So if it's 120 and then lowering it, maybe like to 60 or something like that, and it could be just 100, and you get the first one, then the second one you're guaranteed to draw. Players will always get the featured probability Esper within 2 guaranteed draws. So 2 cycles of it. And they're saying they're lowering. If they were to say that they were increasing it, then that would make sense to me, right? But they say it's greatly reduced. Greatly. So greatly is at least, I'm assuming 25%, if not 50. I feel like if it was 50, they would have just said it. Then it would be half, and it would be 60. So this is amazing. Everyone's gonna have Zeus. Not really. A lot of people will have Zeus, especially if they want to dip into the Walato. So this is huge. This is probably the most important thing that's in here, is that they're finally doing what people wanted them to do, is lowering the pity. I think it's been hurting them. I think it's the same thing like I'm saying. I didn't get Ophelia, so I just wasn't playing the game. I actually told my guild dude, my dude Miles Davis, I told him if I don't get Zeus, you could just take me off the attack team. I'll probably still check in on the game, but I don't, there's not enough quality of life in the game that's making me play. It's very easy to do the dailies, and I'm gonna do a video, and you guys let me know if you wanna see this video about progression. There's a thing about progression in games, and then once you reach the pinnacle of that, you actually have progressed further enough that you can do everything in the game, then it becomes that there's a weird thing about being able to auto everything. I don't know if that's how you guys feel, but it's how I feel. These two updates here, adding more to the ritual miracle, again, putting a goal in front of me, which I do like when the games do that. So I have to now be able to get up to this. Hopefully that helps out the, like I said, the expedition stuff. And then also making it easier to get newer characters is gonna make it that I wanna keep playing so I can have more resources to fill out my roster, right? So when new characters come out, this is really good. During the event, gold record spun in Echo can be converted into super sound matrices every 10 spins, grants 50 super sound matrices when the event. Unclaimed super sound matrices will be sent to the mail. Super sound matrices, let's see. This probability up event will unlock in super senses. Players can use super sound matrices to spin in super senses. Super sound matrices sources, online union, temporal towers. So they're saying you can also get them from these other things. Temporal tower, now there's a reason to do that. Bounties will get them to you as well too. Online union shop isn't, I feel like that's the guild stuff. A spin requires 50. So if you do a 10 spin, you get 50 of these anyway. Probability of acquiring legendary Esper from Super Sense is 0.5. Consolidated chances, guaranteed Esper is 1.51. So it's a lower chance to get stuff. It's basically almost like a double summon almost. Guaranteed rules. If players haven't gotten any legendary Espers within 79 Echo spins, the next spin is guaranteed to yield a legendary. Upon getting a legendary Esper, players have a 50% chance of getting the featured. So this is now 79 spins. So it went down from 120 now to 79. Within 79, the next one, so 80. So it went down 40 spins. So this is, if I'm reading this correctly, so it goes down to 80. So you do 160 spins, 40 more than before, then after that you will be good, right? You would then be able to acquire the legendary, the character that you want by doing 2 guaranteed things. But that's 2 guaranteed. So let me read more, because this actually still could be somewhat problematic. Once you obtain a legendary Esper from Echo, the spin streak leading to the will be reset. That's the problem. As a legendary Esper obtained from Echo spins is not the event currently featured Esper, the next legendary Echo obtained from the Echo spins will be. Okay, they fixed it. I was about to say that would be a problem, right? Because if you don't hit the pity, the first part said that if you hit the pity twice, then you'll be good. But if you got a legendary Esper before, then you're screwed, right? So what this is saying that if you get a legendary Esper with it before the spins, then that's fine. It resets. But the second time you hit a legendary, if it's before it, it will be the guaranteed Esper. That's fantastic. That is what all I kind of wanted, right? So like if I don't care if it resets, right? If you do 50 something spins, get a legendary, it resets, you still save. You're still saving things, and then you're still not gonna have to do 160. You might do 100, you might do 120. You know, as long if you do a one pull and get a legendary on the first pull, it's not going to be Zeus, right? So the next spin that you do, the next one, let's say you get no legendaries. That means you only did 90 pills to get 2 legendaries, plus one of them happens to be the featured Esper. That is fantastic. So let's see, but see, there's more text, which is kind of scaring me. It's kind of scaring me. It's like, where's all this extra text coming from? Let's see, this card pool retains cumulative spins and probability of getting the designated legendary Esper. If players have spun 50 times in the Super Senses this time, the cumulative spins for the next Super Senses event will start at 51. If players get a legendary Esper from the Super Senses that is not the Esper, then the next one will be the... So it's kind of the same. So that's kind of like really nice. If I'm reading this correctly, you do a pull and then you get the Matrix stuff. The Matrix stuff, I think, resets after the event. So the Matrix, if I'm not mistaken, is like during the event, even if it's not. So it's you do a 10 pull during the event. So this is during the event. Gold record spun in Echo can be converted into super sound matrices. Every 10 spins gets 50 matrices. The matrices is what you use to the super senses. 50 of the super senses will get you a pull, and they seem to be, I think they're separate, but still. Oh, I'll see now the super senses. Besides the feature probability up Espers, this card pool also contains legendary Espers. Aries is Lewis. So Lewis, Tricky, Sally, and Raven. which is these 4 Espers won't appear in any other card pools. If I'm reading that correctly, that like those, like wherever you're summoning, you won't get those characters during the time that they're in that card pool, right? So very interesting. Gold record player adjustments. Probability. Base chance of acquiring an Esper from 1% has been increased, I guess, to 1.58. Guaranteed rules. Attempts for a guaranteed draw has been reduced from 199 to 99. After the update, if the players don't get any legendary Espers within 99 Echo spins, they will always get one from the next Echo spin. When the probability up event unlocks for the divine turntable, the probability up Espers will be added to this card pool. Guys can also be drawn from gold record summoning pool, and all these other characters won't. Warm-up match. During the event, players can start matchmaking. And you know what? Maybe that's another reason why. Because this warm-up match, they need a higher player base. They need more people playing. They need returning players to come back. So I think that this was a smart thing to, oh, you get 500 matrices. So that's 10 pulls. Wow. Okay. So you get 10 pulls. Finally, give out your free bullshit currency. Just give it out. Finally, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just throw it to the wind. It doesn't matter. It's fake. It's generated. Players can claim every day based on the high store. Oh my God. They want people to come back. I'm sorry. This is how you make your players come back. You give them information. You make us YouTubers go, ooh, shibby daddy. And then we're going to make you come back to the game based on the information that's in here. This is, oh my God. Doesn't consume stamina. Now you can infinitely just kind of go in there, and then when you do click for it, doesn't matter. Oh my God, if players get stuck on the floor, difficulty will decrease by 3% per day, up to 50%. Oh my God, and this is partial tower. You should be able to beat that, right? That's awesome. Dislyte's adjustments rating has been added above SSS, so you can get stronger, higher ratings, and the stronger, higher ratings that you get will now probably give you better reward, drop you better reward. There we go. Rewind event. During this event, in addition to the star rating level of a player's the abilities can be rewound to their defaults. Materials spent on the upgrades will also be refunded. Resonance cannot be rewound. This is awesome. So if you invested into a character and they turned out to be poop, you can now at least reset and get those abilimons back. This will be really good for me because I invested into the twins, like the 2 brothers, and I don't use them at all. And I think that I watched one video and I got suckered into it, and then I was like, yeah, I'd rather use that on literally Nicole, literally on so many other of these 4-stars that I have that I really like. Oh, Esper changes as well. So, oh, we got Clara nerfs or buffs. What is this? Upon healing, dispels 2 buffs on the target, inflicts immunity on targets without debuffs for 1 turn when healing out. Yeah, okay. So now she only does 1 debuff. Oh, that's really good. It'll allow you a little bit more counterplay. When healing amount exceeds 2 turns, shield strength in excess of the healing amount. I like that. Oh, wait a minute. There's a whole big text. She doesn't do immunity anymore. Maybe they balanced it out here. AP push 20. Heals by 30% of max HP. New. Oh, so there it is. Okay, so this is still the same. Dispels 1 buff from each ally. So they also gave it, so heal also dispels buffs, which her passive already does. So that's where the other debuff comes from, is when she actually does her S3 and grants all immunities without debuffs for 1 turn. So they kind of switched it around. She basically does the same thing, but if you want immunity, you have to S3. You're not getting it off the passive. Okay, she didn't get nerfed to the ground. They reallocated where her immunity is. And I like that, actually. They didn't nerf it to the ground. That is, I will give them absolute credit. This is when I give devs credit. I don't give them for, oh, we put a glitch in the game. I'll give them credit for balancing like that. That is actually really good balancing. They didn't nerf it to the ground. If you have Clara, you're not going to throw her away. You're not going to, what is it, go back and refund all your abilimons and stuff like that. That's just reallocating how she works. You have to S3 if you want immunity now. That's all. Which is fantastic. So Lucas, Apollo, this is the free character, right? I don't feel like no one uses him. I feel like no one used this guy. So what did they do? They nerfed how much AP he does. So this is a straight up nerf. Attacks 1 time, straight up nerf. Ahmed, he just sees them brand new. Oh boy. It's this part. I see this is new. Each increases the healing amount. That seems that is about it. Porting song was buffed. So now, oh wait, maybe it's not. 2% that's 54% for, but you get more attack per base, per base, which is pretty good. Oh, see, look, they're like, don't change them, don't do that. I don't care. I don't care what this thing does. It deals true damage based on the enemy's max HP, up to 80%, so it's a little bit stronger. Seer, I feel like this is the red one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't care. I don't care. Netherworld Hurl. Yeah, this is still the red one. Attacks, defense down. Calls to assist with him. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait, maybe I spoke too soon. So they made it that he attacks with him on this, and he used Heaven's Awaits, and Heaven's Awaits gets blessed as well. Grants speed up and attacks 1 turn. So now they do special skills along with each other. And then when he uses Heaven's Awaits, when it's his turn and he uses Heaven's Awaits, his brother comes and attacks with that skill. Okay, I'm sorry. I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. And boom, shaka laka. Almost 40 minutes of recording. I had a blast. I think this is their best update. They have been progressively doing better and better. I'll give them credit. Outside of that finagle thing where, you know, more strategic, I'll never let that go. But I think that this is pretty good. I think that overall, everything in this update here is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think that there's anything wrong. I'm definitely hoping that the way that I read the guaranteed legendary Esper thing, I think that I read that correctly, and that is phenomenal. I think more people are going to have access, more people are going to want to play, and it's going to be more realistic for you to skip a banner. I think that if I look at my stuff right now, I didn't skip Ophelia, but I spent a lot on Ophelia, right? And I think that I spent enough on Ophelia that I would have gotten her, because I definitely think I got a Lego pool. I got a guaranteed Lego pool in there, and there was a potential I probably would have had her, you know, like, and I would have been able to save for the next one. Especially if you get a legendary Esper early, that's fantastic. Oh my god. All right, I gotta go. This video is too long. Bye.